Good morning, Giants. I'm going to try this again. My phone was stuck in the vertical position, but I've had a thought on my mind. This isn't, this isn't meant to be religious in any way, but there's an old scripture from the religion that I used to be a part of that was sticking in my mind this morning, and I wanted to talk about that. And it says, I'm going to read it because it says some powerful things that I think apply to all of us. And I don't want to take it in a religious context. I want to take it as a human context. But it says this: men should be anxiously engaged in a good cause and do many things of their own free will and bring past much righteousness, for the power is in them, wherein they are agents unto themselves. So I kind of want to pick this apart because the message is what's been on my mind, is that we should all be engaged in something good. We should all engage. Let's talk about anxious. The word anxious, we tend to put that with fear and fright and anxiety and this concern for our well-being, worry, all these things. Well, to be anxiously engaged means to put our full attention into something. And we have a choice at this time of what we want to put our attention into. And there's positive and negative going on right now. And we get to decide where that attention goes. And for me, I picked my book as an example of something that I feel is a good cause. It helps to create giants in the world. And so for me, that's something that I can get anxiously engaged in. And when it talks about bringing about much righteousness, let's dig into that word. So I looked up the etymology of the word righteous, and it stems from a 16th century, I think, Old English. It used to be right, wise. That means to have wisdom in good things. And so to bring about good things and to use wisdom is really important. The other thing is acknowledging that there's power inside of us, in each of us, that we're agents unto ourselves, that we get to choose for ourselves what we decide to create, where we put our attention, who we get to be each day. And I just think, I don't know why this came up in my mind last night as I was waking up this morning. I was thinking about this, and it just popped in my mind, and I felt like this is kind of the message for the day. This is what we need to talk about, is to find a cause, our own purpose, something that we can put our heart into, that we can be anxiously engaged in. It doesn't have to look the same for everybody. I look at my business partner and his attention on creating masks for people because there's a shortage out there. That's a good cause. I think that's a good thing to put your attention into. I see other people that are out there donating money or time. I see the nurses and the doctors and the staff donating. Obviously, that's their profession. I get that. But they're putting themselves at risk for others. It's a good cause. But the whole point of it is to bring about good things. So if you look at your behaviors for the day, are you putting your behaviors, your attention, your time, your energy into good things? Is what you're doing going to create a positive outcome in the world? You're at choice. You're the one that decides. And so I would ask you to just pause for a minute and say, man, is this really where I want to go? Is this benefiting others? Is this benefiting me? Is this a positive thing or is this a negative thing? Is watching the news all day and getting spun up in that a good thing for you or a negative thing? You decide. You're the agent. You're the one that gets to dictate what's good and bad. And so you choose, but whatever you choose to do, be anxiously engaged in it. Go after it. Create it. Put your energy into it. Some days you'll have all the energy in the world to put at it, and other days you won't. And so I don't know that that statement that I read earlier, that men should be anxiously engaged in a good cause and do many things of their own free will and bring about much righteousness. It's a religious context, but at the same time, it's a human context. It's a construct, an idea that we all have it in us to be agents of our own, to make our own choices, and to decide what we want to put our energy into. And so as you go out into the world as a giant today, and I know it's Saturday, it's a day off for a lot of people. As you go out today, as a giant, think of what you would like to put your attention into and create. What positive thing can you put into the world today? And can you go after it? Can you anxiously engage with it? And so that's my message today. Would love to hear your thoughts. Would love to hear any contradictions, anything that you don't agree with, and share those. And as always, if this is helpful to you and you feel it would be helpful to somebody else, please share it. So you guys make it a giant day, and I'll talk to you in the next video.